say we have each t-shirt costs $4.95, let's say. Okay? For the bike trip. Can you guys see that? That's a little. Okay, so each t-shirt costs $4.95. Okay? So make a table for how you would solve for any number of t-shirts. So how we make the table is to say the first variable is t-shirts and the second variable is cost. So we have t-shirts, okay, and cost. And I need a darker marker, I just realized.
What am I doing?
Okay, so our two variables, there, now we can see that a little bit better.
Mine's good.
T-shirts, cost. So if we know each t-shirt is $4.95, then we would have one t-shirt equals $4.95. Okay, and then two t-shirts would be how much? What do you guys think? If one t-shirt costs $4.95, I would just close that down because you can't get in. So one t-shirt costs $4.95. So how do we solve for how many two t-shirts are? You got it. Okay, so then we know two t-shirts is this times 2. Okay, so if we were to say the two variables are t-shirts and cost, we could say cost is C and t-shirts is T. Those are our two variables. So we know that the t-shirt T times $4.95 will give us the amount of the cost. Okay, so Tamara's saying, well, then I would say 2 times $4.95, which would be, does anyone want to do that on a calculator? 8, 9, let's try that out. You can use your calculators, yeah. So we would have 2.
9.9.
You got it.
9.90.
All right, so then we have 9.90, and let's see how you got it. All right, n equals number we have on our online chat. So Owen's saying, okay, then we know that we could, I think what Owen's saying is for t-shirt, the number of t-shirts, we could call that n too. Okay, so we would say $4.95, the equation, times n gives us the total cost. That's what Tamara said. You said I would take the number of t-shirts, multiply it by $4.95, which was 2 times $4.95 will give us our cost. Okay. Now, if the other tricky thing, so this is how we set up a table for equations, but then the next level is how do we graph? So if we're creating a graph for these two variables, then we say, okay, we need to know what goes on the x-axis and what goes on the y-axis.
Should we draw the graph?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Do you have a piece
So
of paper?
when we have these two variables, okay, how do we know what's the x-axis and what is the y-axis? So you can think about which variable did we know first?
Oh, I have one.
Okay, what's the one we know, and then what are we looking for, right? Or which one is dependent on the other? Okay. So if we were to graph these, and what do we have? We have our equation there. Owen's thinking about it, and Will. So if we have this graph, which one do we think is going to be on the bottom? This is the independent variable. Which of these two variables do you think is
T-shirt,
independent?
T-shirt, because it's the
I think
amount
it's
of
cost.
T-shirts equals the cost.
So then y would be the cost and x would be the t-shirts.
You got it. Okay, so the independent variable, what we know first, we say, oh, okay, if there's 5 shirts, what does it cost, right? So we say, all right, then the cost is dependent on the number of shirts. So we say the dependent is cost and the independent is t-shirts,
Miss Bailey,
okay?
can I call my mom?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
5 minutes.
Of course. So what we know is our equation that we created was $4.95 times any number of shirt would give us the total cost. So if we had 0 shirts, 0 times $4.95 would be
0.
0. So we do in this case have a 0 point. We didn't in our review today. And then we can label the number of t-shirts is just going to go up by 1. So we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe we'll just go up to 5. Okay. And then the cost, we'll say, we'll also go up by, or let's go up by 2s. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Or actually, we're already at $10, so we need a better, let's go by 5s. Sorry about that. Okay. Let's do 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Let's start there and see if that's good for us. Okay. So you may notice when I'm thinking of, we've labeled our X and Y, okay, that's going to be part of tomorrow. And then also we figured out our scale. Our scale for the number of t-shirts was easy because it was just going up by 1. But the scale for the y-axis, which is the cost, we really had to figure out because the costs are going to be all kinds of crazy numbers. So we have to say, okay, what do I need to fit here? And then go up by a consistent scale. That's the biggest thing. So you say, okay, I'm going to go up by 5s. Even though these numbers have nothing to do with these y-axis numbers, that's the scale that will work for me. So don't worry that these numbers aren't matching these numbers. They really shouldn't, okay? So now let's do, and this is just a general graph. So we're just gonna approximate where the point would be. But at 1 t-shirt, it's really close to $5. So $4.95 will be right below $5. And then for 2 t-shirts, it's just below 10, like right there. Okay, so I take the Y or the X number of shirt and then match it with the Y price. Okay, so 3 shirts. How would I calculate for what would 3 shirts cost? All right, Owen's got 5. Perfect.
I have $14.85.
Thank you. Okay, so Tamara's saying for 3 shirts,
$14.85.
we have $14.85. So if you notice, it's always just below $5 more, right? Because the cost is just below 5. So for 3 shirts, we're just below 15. And then for 4 shirts, we would probably be just below 20. And for 5 shirts, would be just below 25. So when you have an equation like this, where you just have a coefficient and the variable in an equation, and it's very consistent, there's nothing, it's $4.95 for every t-shirt, you're gonna end up with a really straight line, okay? And because there's no upfront cost or no added on fee, that's why we have a 0, 0. Because there's no like plus $5 or plus $95 or anything like that. So that's why it starts at 0, 0 and it just goes up very consistently. Okay. So on the test tomorrow, you're going to want to make sure you can take a scenario like this. Each t-shirt costs $4.95, or for babysitting, you earn $3.95 per hour, and be able to graph something like that. But then also one like we did today that has an upfront cost or an added thing, and that will change your 0, 0 right here. So know how to set up a table, know how to figure out what the variables are and which one goes on the X and Y. and then how to plug in values. So let's say I said, okay, now that you have this equation, even though it's not in our table, so everybody in the live chat who's in with me, you can answer in the live chat. So what would, if I said, what would 15 t-shirts cost? Okay, how would you solve for that? So everyone give that a try. What would 15 t-shirts cost?
Isn't it 15 times 495?
You got it. And here you can use that. Okay. So let's see what we've got. 15 shirts. We know this is the equation. So,
74 and 25.
Yep.
all right. So how'd you set that up? You plugged 15 in for N?
Yeah.
Awesome. So Tamara said, okay, I took 495, plugged in 15 for N.
I also just used
So the total cost equaled, what'd you say?
74.25.
Okay, 74.25. Okay? So when you're given the number of t-shirts, you just plug it in. Now the other side, what we did in review today is what if I say, oh, the cost was, let me give you guys a number. Say the cost was, hold on, and you guys can all solve this. So let's say I say the cost was $108.90. Okay, so now we know C. Okay, now the mystery is, okay, we've got $4.95 times N number of shirts equals 108. Oops, that's a funky 8. 108, what did I say? 90. Okay, how do we move this equation around to now find N? Okay, so we know the cost per t-shirt and we know the total cost. So what does N equal? How do we solve for that?
Wouldn't it be just about the opposite? Wouldn't it be 108.90 divided by 495? It gives us N.
Yes. Okay, so give it a shot. Okay, so we know if this factor times this factor equals that, then this product divided by one of these will give us the other one. All right, so 108.90 divided by 495 gives us how many shirts? Those online got it. The streamers got it.
Can they hear us right now?
I think so. I wish I could hear them. So as long as you know how to move around equations like this, you'll be fine. And then the last thing I just wanted to make sure everybody was comfortable with,
Isn't it 0.22?
or it's 22.
22.
Yeah, so you might have gotten off in your decimals somewhere
Yeah.
here. Yeah. So the answer would be then that 108.90 divided by 495, so N equals 22. Okay. So we didn't do one here with an upfront cost, but the review sheet we did today had one, and on the test tomorrow there is one problem with an upfront cost, like with that added $5, or like Verizon, where it was $20 upfront and then a per text cost on top of that. So just make sure you're kind of comfortable with those equations as well, but you have it on your review sheet from today. So the last thing we did today was really 4-quadrant graphing. So, okay. Yeah, Will can't get on. I'm sorry, Will. I don't know how to unrestrict it, so we'll work on it. So someone
can he
can't
get
get
on?
in. I don't know. We're having trouble here too.
Wasn't he just on video? Or was that Owen?
No, Owen's on. Hey, Owen. But not Will. I thought they were together, but I guess Will's trying also. So this is really all you're going to be asked for table, graph, equation. Just be really clear on that. So the next thing I want to make sure everyone's comfortable with is 4-quadrant graphing. So, and it's always hard to do this on a whiteboard, but so in 4-quadrant graphing, the biggest thing to remember is where the X is and where the Y is, and where negatives are and where positives are. So which axis is this right here? Which is the one that is always the horizontal line, the horizon? Which axis is this?
X? No.
Yes.
Oh, X.
X. Okay, so we have X here, and that means this up and down is Y. Okay, so we have X and Y. Now the next thing to always remember is that every ordered pair that you're given, and I gave you some on the review sheet, every ordered pair is always X first and then Y. Okay, so whenever you see an ordered pair given, like say you see -4, 2, this is always going to be on the X-axis, and this number is always the Y-axis.
Okay.
Okay, awesome. So
Is it an open note or no?
that's going to be semi-open notes.
So
Yeah.
I could use these notes.
Yeah, or the review sheet from class today, I might let you have out. Yes.
Okay.
That's got some good stuff on it. Okay, so when we think about, if you notice, this one is a -4 and this one is a 2. So this, when you have a negative X, this is known as the origin right here. Okay, so this is the origin, and that's 0, 0 right here. That's 0x movement and 0y movement. Okay, so this way on the x-axis is in the negative direction for x. This is the positive direction for x. Going up this way for y is positive for y, and going down from the origin is the negative direction for y. So when we have negative x and positive y, you're going to be in the negative x direction and then positive y. So this ordered pair right here is going to be somewhere in this quadrant. Okay, so this is negative x, positive y. This is negative x, negative y, because now we're in negative y and negative x over here. Right, and then here we're in the positive x direction and positive y. So this is positive, positive. This is positive x, and then you have to go negative y to get down here. So this is positive x, negative y. Okay, and on the review sheet, I gave you a bunch of points, and let's we can even check our work on some of those. Can I borrow this? Let's see. So we had A was -6, 3. So we know negative positive is negative positive. So A is going to be in this quadrant. Okay, so we have -6. Let's say we're going out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So -6, and then it's +3. So we have that A would be right here, -6, +3. All right. And let's see. B is -3, -3. So we know both numbers in the ordered pair are negative, so negative, negative. So now we have 1, 2, 3, -3, and -3. So we're going to be right here is going to be B. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
Okay. Let me make sure. Okay. Sorry, Will. You're doing a great job. And then we have C is -1, 9. So now we have a negative and then a positive, just like A. So -1, and then we have 9. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So -1, 9. This would be C. Okay.
Can I maybe get out the sheet that I had in class?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah. So then D is 6, negative 10. So we haven't had one in this quadrant yet. So C is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, positive 6, and then negative 10. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 6, negative 10, all the way out there is D. Okay. We haven't had any in the second quadrant. So the next one, E. E is 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. So 3, 4 would be right here, and that's E. So now we've had 1 in each quadrant, and as you can see, E was 3, 4, positive, positive. D was 6, negative 10, which is positive, negative, right? A was negative 6, 3, which is negative, positive. And then B was negative 3, negative 3, which is negative, negative. So those are the big things to remember with 4 quadrants. It's just you really have to pay attention to the positive, negative sign for the 2 numbers that are in the ordered pair. Okay? So really, that's all you're going to need to know. I would study your review sheet. Does anyone, can you draw a point and then we guess it? Oh, okay. So I hope you guys can see well enough at home. And actually I was thinking, hold on one second. I'm going to turn out the overhead lights. They're reflecting.
How's the overhead lights?
It's those lights.
Is it those lights?
Yeah, see, because we can still see the reflection off of it.
Oh, it's better though. You guys can see better now. There were like big light lines across here.
Oh, because like.
Yeah, those are okay, I think. So those guys streaming asked to have dots drawn and they guessed them. Okay, so let's try. And these are a little kind of hard because maybe I'll go out a little bit. 7, 8, 9, 10. Maybe I'll make this 10. So we have 10 in each direction. 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll just have some anchor numbers. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, and then we have negative 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, negative 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So this is negative 10. And then this goes up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so let me throw some points on. Here you go. Ready at home. How about, where do we not have any? How about here? Well, that's not, it's kind of in between. How about here? Okay. Again, it's not the best grid, but see if you can guess at home. Where is this point right here? Okay, think what quadrant. It's going to be a positive and then a negative. Okay, so where is this line up with on the x-axis? What number? And then on the y-axis, what number?
And it's like 7, 3.
So be careful with your signs. Remember, if you're down here, it's not going to be positive, positive. It's not going to be 7, 3. Okay. Yeah.
Someone
Okay.
got it?
Yeah.
I'm so
So-
confused.
No, so 7 is right. This is positive 7 in the positive x.
7, and then
Negative.
-3.
Yes. Okay, or 2. Like I think I was kind of, somewhere between the 2 and the 3, but that's the right idea.
It's
Okay. So you got to 7, positive x direction, and then you went down. So you got to remember that your next number is going to be negative. Okay.
Wait, can people see the board? Like,
Yeah. So 7, and then it's going to be negative 3. Okay. All right. Let's try. Do your best. Okay. This point right here, everybody at home.
So wait, then would it be positive because there's no negative?
Yes.
It's
Okay. So you're paying attention to the quadrants now. Good job.
Isn't
Cole just said, oh, so it's positive because it's over here, right? It's all in the out and up.
Isn't it like
It's positive 9 and then positive 5 or 6. It's like in
Yeah.
the middle of 5 and 6.
So I love that, but remember, it's always X, then Y.
that's
So what number
so
comes
it'd be
first? Yeah.
Positive 5. Or
Yeah.
6. 5. I'm gonna say 5.
Sure.
And then positive 9.
You got it. Okay, so you got to pay attention to what order they are. Yes, good job at home. Okay, so positive 5, positive 9. Okay, that was great. Okay, let's try. Here's your new dot, those of you at home. It's getting a little crowded over here, so do your best.
-4 and positive 3.
Okay, and when we're negative, positive, so you got it. We're paying attention to the signs, what quadrant it's in. So let's see. Oh, Owen's working on it. He's frantically typing. You got it? This point right here? So what is it?
-4, positive 3.
You got it. Awesome. Okay, you got it. Yep. Okay, -4, 3. Awesome. How about one more? We'll do, let's see. Do your best out here. There's the new point. We'll make that our last point, and then we've done all quadrants.
6, 6, 6, 8. 6, -8.
And it's negative.
Negative, -6, -8.
It's close. I think it's
I
a
think
little
it's
past the
negative.
6.
I think it's -7 and -9. Wait.
Yeah, and again, this, you would have grid lines in the test, but
Yeah, it's hard to
yeah,
tell.
it's a little hard to tell, but you get the idea of the signs now.
Yeah.
It's negative, negative. So let's see what we got. Yeah. Okay, so we have negative, 7 or 8, okay, and then it goes down to -9. So in this quadrant, we have negative X.
Looks more like 8 to me.
Yeah, I think that's what I was going for, but I get that we don't have the grid lines, so it's okay. So -8, -9, okay?
Because 9 would be would be one line level.
You got it, yep. Delilah, if you're still there, do you have any questions? I want to make sure everyone gets a chance to type in. Anything else, Owen or Will? Just go ahead and type any last questions. But really I'm just going to have you do table, graphs, equations, and then 4 quadrant graphing. Okay? You guys are good. Thanks, guys. Thanks for trying it out. And Owen, thanks for problem solving with me. I appreciate it. Are you guys all good?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're the test.
All right. See you guys tomorrow. Good luck.
I just need help putting out my binder.